Hello everyone, it's Cherie. Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody's doing okay. Today I'm going to make some small fabric clusters. And these are just ones that I've made previously. I was just showing them to you. I want to do some Christmas ones. And I like to use these on my tags and journal cards. I just kind of feel like it adds a little extra interest and a little texture. And I just think they're so darn cute. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull out a bunch of random stuff. A little bit of sari, a little bit of lace. I'm going to pull out my fabric scraps, and I pull out way more than I actually need, which is typical. So I thought I would just turn on the camera and share my process. So right now I'm just going through these little lacy bits that I pulled out, and I have them in a basket, and I really need to go through and organize it because it's just overflowing with different bits. And I've got some different types of laces, different sizes, different colors, different patterns, and I'm just making me a little pile to use. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull out all my little fabric scraps. And that's just a Ziploc that I have of like little bits. And then this is just a container where I have scrappy bits at too. So I'm just going to dig through and see if anything catches my eye. And it's funny because while I'm watching the video, I was like thinking, oh, I wonder why I didn't pull that out. So I'm just trying to pull out small pieces. I just want really tiny because I want to make them as small as I can possibly get them. And sometimes I will have to use like a little tweezers even to manage them. Like when I go to use them on a tag or something, I might just use tweezers to put them on the tag. So yeah, so I'm just digging through, and I left pretty much most of this in just so y'all could, get a sneak peek at what's going on there and see my little stash of scraps. And then I don't really know what this fabric is, but it's really pretty and I absolutely love it. I'm pretty sure it's not any type of cotton, and it's got like embroidery all over it, like a machine embroidered, but I don't know what it's called. It's almost, I don't even know how to describe it. If you happen to know, let me know, just because I'm curious. So I just cut that up, and I've got some little piles going. And I don't like, a lot of times when you do fabric clusters, you kind of like cut up your pieces and you have like however many that are all the same, type of fabric you start off with, and then you just kind of layer it and mass make it that way, And I don't typically do that. I kind of just grab a piece and work with that one individual piece instead of mass making them. I'm sure mass making would probably be more bang for your buck, but I kind of like the way that they're how do I explain? Like they're individual, they have their own little thing going on, each one. So I'm just digging through, and I'm just pulling out some pieces that I like, and I'm trimming some down to use, and I'm trying to make them little, and I cannot find my fabric scissors anywhere. They've been missing for like 2 weeks. I finally just bought me another pair, ordered another pair. They're coming today. Yay! Because my Tim Holtz scissors, they work, but the fabric scissors are just so much better. I think my daughter ran off with them. I caught her with them a couple of times. She was cutting paper with them, and I was like, oh no, you can't cut paper with these. She didn't know though. Scissors are scissors to 9-year-olds, So I'm just basically layering these up. I just grab me a piece of lace, I grab me some fabric, and I just lay them together until I feel like I like the way that it looks, and I like the length, and I feel like it it flows well. And then the size, I will trim it down if I feel like it needs to be trimmed, and just go from there. I just hold each little piece in my hand and work on it that way. And I like the more rectangle ones than the square ones. The square ones are good too because you can use them as little tag toppers, but I like the banner. It kind of looks like a little banner almost. And then I have like little trims, little lace trims that I will use to top off the cluster, or if there's like a pretty mini flower, maybe one of the fabrics, I'll use that as a focal point. And I've even used done like little embroidery flowers and stuck that on there too. So when I make these, I will typically use Fabri-Tac, but my little bottle of Fabri-Tac is a hot mess. It's all gunked up. I gotta clean it out. And then my other bottle of Fabri-Tac here kind of exploded on me, so I just went with my glue stick, and the glue stick honestly does just fine because I typically will stitch on these little clusters on my tags with my sewing machine anyways, so it doesn't bother me to use my glue stick. I just use my glue stick for pretty much everything, like so much stuff. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and do like a little square one. So I'll go back and forth between the sizes. You know, I'll do like a long skinny flag type thing, and then I'll do a little square one, and see that there is I think it's just a little flower from a piece of fabric, and I'm just going to use it as a focal point. And I do show you close-ups at the end. You'll be able to see all the ones that I made on camera, along with the ones that I made, the few I made off camera too. You'll see those. And then my Christmas fabrics, I kind of just pick them up wherever I see them. Sometimes I find them at, you know, yard sales or thrift stores, or online even. And I don't mind buying like little scrap packs, because you know, these kind of things are perfect for little scrap fabric pieces. I've even have my daughter who lives in Kansas, I have her on the lookout for different fabric things at her thrift stores up there, and she'll find me little treasures and mail them to me. It's really sweet. She'll video chat me and be like, okay mom, this is what we got. And it's fun. I like it. So yeah, so there you can see where my glue has it's coming out of places it should not be coming out of. We'll just say that. So at that point, I just kind of gave up with the Fabri-Tac and decided, okay, I'm just going to stick with my glue stick. And so that's like a little piece of vintage, I don't even know really what it's called. It's like a fabric trim or something, or ribbon, like a fabric ribbon, I guess. And I just cut it up and used a little piece of it as a, you know, a little focal point. So yeah, so I'm just back to doing a little banner size and just layering it up. And I think that if you gave it a try, you'd probably really like it. Plus, you know, I'm always all about using my scraps, so makes it fun. And then I also had a couple of bags of like lace, Christmas lace, and different types of trim, and like red and green laces, and just a hodgepodge of stuff over to the left of me of like trims and laces. And I didn't go pulling those out because I bought them that way on Etsy. It was just a bag of lace scrappy bits, and so I didn't want to take them out because I like to know where I got my stuff from if I can, although I probably should, but you know, I'll just keep them in the bags that they came in. So yeah, at that point I was like, okay, I'm done with my Fabri-Tac, let me just switch to my glue stick. And I just layer it up and add a little bit of glue on each piece, and it does just fine. And then I just use that little piece of rickrack there, and it's adorable. So I'm curious if you guys have started your Christmas crafting yet. I know that I was watching Gail Agostinelli, and she started early, like really early. I don't know if that's really early for her or normal for her, but I was like, oh man, watching her just made me want to do Christmas. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and do it and break this stuff out. So I pretty much started whenever she started doing her Christmas videos. And then, yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It's loads of fun. So if you have started, what are y'all working on? Are you working on your covers? Are you working on your pages? Are you working on ephemera? What do you have going on in your craft room? So that little piece there, it had a little pine cone on it, on that fabric, and I thought, well, I'm just going to go ahead and use this pine cone. And I layered it up and then added a piece of that little, whatever kind of trim that is. I don't even know what it is. It's pretty. So now moving on to the next one. Another little square one, I think. And I also have, I guess you can kind of see it, that green flower trim in there too. I really like that trim a lot. And I was really wanting to use this plaid piece, but I don't think it ends up making it. And this is just a little bit from a vintage handkerchief. And it was like just a tiny little piece that I had, and I'm just going to use that as a little focal point and put that on there. So I started with the plaid and then I switched it up, which happens too. And I liked how it looked, but I felt like it needed just a little something extra, something different. And I went back to that plaid, trying to do that. I was like, no, that's not working. What can I use? Let me see here. Here's a little tiny piece of lace, and that'll go just fine and dandy there. So as you can see, I pulled out way too much for these little clusters, but that's okay. I gotta feel like I have options, you know? That's what I'm gonna go with. I gotta feel like I have options. I know whenever my girlfriend comes and crafts with me, she gets a little overwhelmed with all the options and possibilities. And we will sit at my dining room table, and before you know it, you can't even see a single surface on the table because we've got it a hot mess. But that's just the way that I work, I guess. I pull out way too much and make a huge mess and have fun doing it. I wish I was a little bit organized, but more organized, but you know, it is what it is. So I've got this little cluster here, and I just kind of felt like it needed something behind it, just a little extra something. And I just grabbed that little piece of lace there, and it just worked out perfect. I like it. And I don't really get too fussed about, you know, obviously if it's super crooked, I'm gonna trim it up, but if it's not perfect, then that's okay. I don't get really too fussed about it. Just because I feel like it adds, you know, it adds a little extra character, and I don't want to, when I do this, I don't want to spend hours and hours making these things, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you know, pristine or whatever. Because they're just fun little scrap pieces. There I go, wishing I had some fabric scissors. And then the bigger ones I will use on my my journaling cards. Or, you know, you could even stitch it on a pocket and have it be a little decorative piece on a pocket if you wanted to do that. And I know that, you know, there's like a ton of videos of fabric clusters out there. So you could always, you know, check them out. I've watched Gail do it, and I've watched Rachel at Roxy Creations and Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodle. So, but I just really like doing these little tiny ones. These ones are so tiny, I wouldn't be surprised if I end up losing them. I have them in like this little drawer thing so that I don't lose them, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, so I'm just cutting that that little fabric lace or trim or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, what the poinsettias on it, and using those as little focal points. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go for a little bit, let you guys watch if you feel like it, and I will be back at the end, and we'll look at the ones that are finished together. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. So I just kind of wanted to hop on and talk about this piece here, just because I used something a little different that I really have no idea what it is. It's like a stretchy crocheted something. I really don't know what it is, but I cut it off and it kind of made it fringy a little bit, which I liked it. And it kind of has like a little dangliness to it, and I thought it was cute. So I wasn't gone for very long, huh? I didn't even realize my video was almost done, but you know, it's okay. So yeah, so I'm just gonna fiddle around with that. And then I had this other piece from that vintage hanky, and when I was putting it on, I realized that it was upside down, and I think I put it on upside down on the other one. But I mean, it's not like super noticeable. It's not like you're gonna look at it and be like, oh my gosh, that's horrible because those little cherries are upside down or anything. No, they're not cherries, whatever they are. The little berries. We'll just say they're little berries. So I think that was the last one that I did on camera, and this is just a shot of what they all look like and the ones that I did off camera. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you give it a try. I hope that you have a blessed day. That one right there on the right is my little embroidery flower. So cute. But yeah, I hope you all have a blessed day, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.